Welcome to Doing Stuff with Tony Bench. Today we're going to talk about the environment. Now I know what you're thinking. Well, Tony, you don't care about the environment. You're from the sticks and you drive a truck. Well, you're wrong. You ever heard of something called renewable energy? Let me show you how it works. Man eats man food converts into manpower. Manpower is used to wield man tools, thus creating energy resources, such as the firewood you see here. And the firewood heats a man's house. But Tony, I have central air. Here's what heats your house, hippie princess. Who's the environmentalist now? So now you're thinking, so what? You bought a pile of wood for way more than it's worth and you lit it on fire. Big deal. Well, you're wrong. So, a gallon of gas, some two-stroke oil, some bar oil, gets you a full day of work harvesting clean energy for your family. Let's see you do that in your Prius on the way to the coffee shop. In order to run your saw at maximum efficiency, you need to do some routine maintenance. I'm going to sit down with you and do that routine maintenance right now. For all you hippies who've never seen a chainsaw, I'm going to show you all the basic parts. You got a handle, it's got a trigger on it, that's your throttle. You got an on-off switch on the back, then you got an air filter cover, a gas tank, a pull rope, a handle, a chain brake, and an oil tank, and then finally a bar and chain. Alright, we're going to start our maintenance by pulling the bar off of this chain. Start by removing the two bar nuts, then remove the bar cover. Set the bar and chain off to the side. This gives you access to a clip that needs to be removed. Carefully remove this clip, pull the sprocket cover off, then remove the sprocket and then clutch drum. This exposes the bearing. Pull the bearing off and put some grease at the base of the bearing shaft. Grease the shaft and the bearing. Then start putting it back together in reverse order, being careful not to lose that clip. Now we move on to the bar and chain. Remove the chain from the bar and inspect the oil hole in the bar. Then inspect the sprocket in the nose of the bar. It will need to be greased. Inject grease into the hole near the sprocket. Spin the sprocket and ensure the grease is evenly distributed. Place the chain on the nose sprocket and then insert the dogs into the chain groove. Place the bar on the saw and the chain in the drive sprocket. Then place the cover on the bar and hand tighten the bar nuts. Check the chain tension and adjust accordingly using the screw located between the bar nuts. It should be loose enough to move freely but tight enough to not droop. When correct, tighten the bar nuts. Remove the air filter cover and loosen the air filter retaining screws. Ensure that no debris enters the carburetor. Separate the two halves of the air filter and clean each half by pouring gas into them and shaking them dry. This removes the small particles trapped in the filter fibers. Reassemble the air filter and reattach it to the carburetor. Do not over-tighten the screws or you will strip them. Replace the air filter cover. Alright, last but not least, we got to put fuel in it and we got to put oil to lubricate the bar and chain. This is your fuel. It's a gasoline and oil mix that lubricates the engine as well as burning. Now we're full of fuel. Put that cap back on. We're going to go to oil. Oil cap's just the same. You want to make sure that you put oil in your saw after every fill up. It's one of the biggest mistakes you can make. This isn't lubricating the engine. This is lubricating your bar and your chain. We're lubricated. We're tuned up. We're ready to fire this sucker up and go renew some energy. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time on Doing Stuff with Tony Bench. Caber toss!